Hi, this is going to be a very quick and brief video of my sewing room after I just finished organizing. I'll just show you a few tips and tricks that I'm using just to give you some ideas and hopefully get you inspired for your own sewing area. So I have two kitchen islands that I use as my ironing table and my cutting table. And I also have a little closet where I keep everything else that I do not want to show in videos or in pictures. Basically, all the bins get shoved in the closet, and I'll show you that later. My husband helped me a lot with my sewing room by installing those shelves on the wall, and let's get to it. As you can see, I have a little desk that I use as my sewing area, as my sewing table. And I love this little picture that says, if you can't stop thinking about it, don't stop working for it. It's a really good reminder for what we do every day. Above my ironing table, I have two cross-stitch patterns that I've made, I think in 2014. They're from Just Another Button Company. And these are the shelves that my husband installed for me. This is where I keep my trinkets, pin cushions, little cross-stitch that I have made long time ago. My needlepoint that I've made, I think I was a child. More pin cushions and more pins from Just Another Button Company. Because I like to keep little pretty things around just to look at them. Just walking in and looking at those things make me happy. I also display embroidery that I have made, and I really like doing that. Sometimes it's good to relax, having something to work on by hand. I have a cutting mat always ready to go, so I try to keep it flat as much as I can. Above my sewing machine, it's my Romanian snow quilt. This was featured in the November-December issue of Quilt Maker magazine, and I have attached the magazine to it with magnets. And my sewing machine, which is a Pfaff Performance icon with a Sew Steady table always installed. It just makes it really easy to sew and be ready. It cuts down a lot on the time. In the drawer, I keep the color cards for different fabrics, for art gallery fabrics. I keep a few Teflon sheets if I need to iron something and I don't want it to stick to my iron. I keep a little bin from Fat Quarter Shop as a trash can, a little cloth. You never know when you need to wipe something off, and you'll see that I have more cloths hanging from other surfaces. Under my ironing surface in the drawer, I like to keep my scissors. I just keep them in a cardboard box along with the measuring tape, my little square rulers, a little rotating cutting mat, some clothespins with alphabet on it. I haven't used those yet. And in this pouch, I keep my alphabetties and other notions that I don't really use that often. Tiny little rulers, specialty rulers. I will rarely use these, but they have to be organized and put together in one place. Under the cutting table, this is how I keep my fabric in these bins that I have purchased as a set from Amazon. I have them separated by yardage and fat quarters. I have fat quarters separated by prints, solids, and sets. Again, a cleaning cloth, you just never know when it comes in handy. And this is where I keep all of my threads and needles and pins. And I really like to keep my thread for quilting clothes, as well as this pretty wonderful box from Allison Glass. That is all the generally quilting thread that I use and I have most access to. And on the bottom I have more fabrics, jelly rolls and pre-cuts. This is where I keep my 5 and 10 and 2.5 inch pre-cuts, and I have a little white bin just for little stuff that I need to throw in there, like scrap fabric, scrap paper, whatever it may be. Next to my sewing machine, I have a rolling cart, and in here I keep all of my day-to-day essentials, the spare parts for the sewing machine, and this is where I keep a little bin with scrap fabric, and if I have some scrap handy, well, while I'm sewing a different project, I keep my half square triangles templates and my flying geese and square in a square templates. You can download this for free from my website. So if you head over to my website, it has instructions on how to get these for free. And under my sewing table, I've put a shower curtain that's hiding my semi-industrial machine, my son's little sewing machine, and my serger. This is just a shower curtain that I've put together with magnets, and it's probably just going to be there temporarily. In my closet, I keep bins for different things like glue, buttons, ribbons, extra fabric, bag making supplies, my other sewing machine, yarn, and a few works in progress. But let's go through it and I'll show you in a little bit more detail what's in there. So on the top left, I keep my yarn and my knitting and crochet supplies. I have my cross stitch supplies in the very top bin, and in the bottom two bins I have two of my whips that it's going to probably take me a lifetime to complete them. And then I have patterns or wool and more cross stitch projects in those bins. On this shelf I like to keep things that I've had for sale, like these mini beanies. I just love how adorable they are, and I will put these back on my website, as well as other stuff that I've made, like wallets and keychain straps and waist bags, formerly known as fanny packs, that I have to put on my website as well. This is where I keep notebooks, organize a few more supplies for my Cricut, like heat transfer vinyl and so on, extra cutting mats, extra fabric, extra quilt projects that I have not finished. In the big bin I have bag making supplies and cork fabric on the very bottom. In the corner in the closet I have a few rolls of waxed canvas, as well as batting, polyfill, and a few rolls of cork fabric. This little bin I've made to just organize things in the car, and I really love how it turned out. It's a great craft bag. I just kind of made it up. And in that bin I keep a lot of interfacing and packing and shipping supplies if I ever sell something physical on my website. But this was a very, very brief overview of my sewing room. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.